This is a special report from About Space Today.
From Florida's World Headquarters, I'm David Denault, and I have what should be alarming news to share. Most reporters knew of the survival gear carried on the Soyuz spacecraft, but what was not disclosed was that Soyuz has carried handguns to the International Space Station. And I'll share a report about Russian cosmonauts regularly carrying firearms to space. Next, as America and the world is listening to About Space Today. Ever dream of an island getaway at an all-inclusive resort? Or going on an island-hopping cruise to multiple island destinations? See sun-bleached beaches and swim in the azure waters of the Caribbean Sea. Call today for your special discount prices to your island getaway. This is a special offer for About Space by calling 877-747-8631. And let's go and explore the islands of the Caribbean. Welcome back. Every Russian Soyuz capsule carries survival gear for crash landings and has had a kit that now we know includes a handgun. And although the gun has apparently been there for as long as the space station has been in orbit, its existence has been kept quiet. NASA and Russia won't talk publicly about it. But About Space Today can confirm the story as true. And thanks to the guys over at 26th Dimension who dug deep to get these details.
Since the 60s, the Russians have always carried guns on their Soyuz spacecraft. It's usually a Makarov semi-automatic pistol, a fairly standard sidearm that has been around since the 1950s. There have, of course, been cases of astronauts carrying different kinds of firearms into space. For example, on several missions, Soviet cosmonauts carry TP-82 survival pistols, a specifically designed firearm with 3 barrels and a shooting distance of about 200 meters. These weapons were mostly used in the 90s, as rescue teams still needed distress signals to find the cosmonauts in the Siberian forests. In 2007, Russia transitioned back to a typical semi-automatic pistol. The gun is kept tucked away in the storage of the station's Soyuz capsule, the craft that brings astronauts and cosmonauts to and from the base. Of course, there is also a decent amount of ammunition stored with it too. The safety and ethics of bringing weapons into a high-stress environment have been heavily debated in the past, and still continue to be argued over. Many experts think that firearms and space are a catastrophic combination. Astronauts are often forced to work in very tense and dangerous environments, and having to stay on top of all the anxiety, anticipation, stress, anger, and exhaustion can be very challenging. Not every space race astronaut in the 20th century held up in these conditions. There have been various cases of astronauts getting panicked and even turning suicidal.
So, as I understand it, only the Russians carry handguns to space. They stow them in their spacecraft, on their side of the ISS. Do you think there isn't a little stress up there right now? And could Russia's threat to crash the ISS be real? Well, I hope the members of Crew 66 do get along well together and recognize that the ISS mission is greater than any one country. That's why we call it the International Space Station. I'm David Denault.
This has been a special report from About Space Today.